patches, injections, there are many ways to take HRT, but which one is the best? Number one is pills. Pills is the most common way to take hormone replacement therapy, and it is the most studied form of estrogen. These pills are used to help with menopause, lessen the risk of osteoporosis, and hormone replacement therapy in trans women. Estrogen pills are taken every day for hormone replacement therapy. One of the pros of estrogen pills is that it provides a consistent dosage of estrogen every day. By itself, estrogen can increase the risk of blood clots, strokes, and other health issues. In the pill form, estrogen is very, very hard on the liver and therefore is not recommended for people with liver damage. Another downfall of taking estrogen in the pill form is that the stomach destroys some of the dosage. Therefore, the body does not fully absorb the entire dosage. Number two is patches. Patches are super convenient and very easy and painless to use. Patches are commonly worn on the lower stomach, beneath the waistline, and sometimes on the upper buttocks. Compared to pills, which are taken daily, patches are only taken once or 2 times a week. Patches provide the most consistent dosage of hormones, and patches also do not pose a risk of blood clot and stroke since they do not pass through the liver. However, it should be mentioned that all other forms of estrogen other than pills are not as well studied, and therefore the same risk as pills should be assumed. Again, patches are very convenient and painless. They are very small and some of them are translucent, so that way it is very, very easy and convenient to travel with them and wear certain styles of clothing without anyone really noticing them. On the downfall, some patches may irritate the skin, considering that they use adhesives. My first patch that I ever used was about this big and yellow and ugly and very embarrassing, and it had a ring of adhesive on the outer layer. However, the outer ring of the patch is usually what starts to peel first. So the adhesive was not very helpful and my patches would come off. And after about 3 months of using that patch, it started irritating my skin. I started burning and getting welts, and they were starting to leave scars that I was worried would be permanent. So eventually I told my doctor what was going on, and they told me that I was allergic to the adhesive, which I had no idea. So I was going for like a month of just dealing with that, and every time I would apply a new patch, it would get worse and worse and start burning and itching, and I was losing my mind. However, my doctor switched me to a new patch, which is about this small. It is clear, it is almost invisible, and it is so convenient. And I have been using this patch for the 2.5 years that I've been transitioning, and I absolutely love them and have had not had any problems with them so far. Also, the adhesive on that one is extremely good. It does not come off after a hot tub, after a bath. It will stay on till you pull it off, okay? It stays on there, and I love it, and it doesn't hurt to pull it off either. So I'm like, I don't know what type of magic technology that is or science, but it is amazing. If you guys want to know what brand of patch I use, just comment and I will let you guys know in the comments. One last thing about patches that just reminded me of is that heat will make your patches release the estrogen faster. So if you are in the sauna or the hot tub, it can potentially make your patches release estrogen a lot faster. I tend to take my hot tubs towards the end of my patch or before I'm getting ready to replace my patch, so therefore I don't have to worry about that as much. Number 3 is topicals. Estrogen can also exist in the form of creams, gels, and sprays. Most topicals are applied to the wrist or arm or shoulder. However, it is good to note that topicals can rub off onto your partner, onto your family, onto your clothing, and anyone who touches them can receive a dosage of your medication. There are stories of trans men who have experienced situations where their creams or topicals rubbed off onto their partners, and for weeks or even months, they didn't know what was going on with their partner. Their partner was getting more aggressive, starting to grow facial hair, and all kinds of symptoms before they realized that their topicals were rubbing off onto their partner. So when using topicals, you have to be very, very careful. Again, topicals have not been studied as well as pills, and therefore you have to assume that they share the same risks as pills. However, topicals are absorbed through the skin, so they do not go through the liver. Number 4 is injections. Injections go straight into the bloodstream, and they are the quickest way of absorbing and receiving estrogen. The body absorbs injections better than any form of estrogen because the entire dose is injected into the bloodstream, which bypasses the liver and stomach. However, because you are being injected a large dose of hormones at once, your hormone levels are going to spike when you have an injection and then slowly dwindle off before your next injection. This method of hormone replacement therapy is the most comparable to how cisgender women are introduced estrogen every month. During menstruation, women's hormones go through an uproar and they are pumped with all kinds of hormones, and then that kind of dwindles out before their next menstruation, which is very similar to injections. However, even in cisgendered women, that is a very unsafe way of receiving hormones, and therefore is the root cause of why women are considered hormonal and constantly having mood swings and changes because their hormone levels are never consistent. As a trans woman, I prefer to have consistent levels of hormones. Another downfall of injections is that injections are very scary and painful. When you first begin injections, you may be excited and happy to start the process, but after about 5-10 years of stabbing yourself in the leg over and over, you begin to dread it. One last thing about injections is that they are not as convenient as popping a pill on your way to work or slapping on a patch after a shower. You have to go find your alcohol, cotton swabs, needles, medicine, and it is a little bit of a lengthy process, especially if you dread stabbing yourself and don't want anyone around you while you're doing that. They're not very convenient and easy to travel with or take on the go, especially around other people that you don't want to know what you're doing. All right, so what's my take? Which version of HRT is the best? I don't know. It kind of depends on you. Now, if I'm going to make a biased decision, I will say that my favorite form of HRT is patches because they're painless, they're not noticeable, they're very small, and they provide a consistent, healthy, safe way of applying estrogen. I would say second runner-up would be injections, although they're painless and don't really provide a consistent flow of hormones. They are still very safe and you get the best absorption rate through injections. Now, those are my biased opinions, but I want to know what you guys think. What do you think is the best form of HRT? What forms of HRT do you use? And has your opinion changed since watching this video? I'm very curious to know, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. But that's all that I have now. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go and watch some more of my videos over here, or over here, actually, I don't know why I did that. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Ja!